Much attention to the following information. Road circulation is restricted for the elections this Sunday, May 29, through Decree 0231 of May 23, 2022, issued by the department's governor's office. These are the road safety measures established for that day.
Among the measures established for these elections on Sunday are the following. Article 1. Restrict road circulation in some sectors and the directions of circulation in accordance with what is established in the annexes in the following areas determined as voting stations. Brooks Hill School. Vehicular circulation is prohibited from the entrance of the institution. San Luis Coliseum. Vehicular circulation is restricted at the front entrance of the Coliseum, and evacuation is through alternate routes. El Esfuerzo School. Restrict vehicular traffic on 16th Street up to 14th Street between intersections 15 and 16. Evacuation is through alternate routes. Natania School. Vehicular traffic is restricted on Carrera 10 between its intersections with 18th and 19th Streets. Evacuation route via Juarez. Luis Amigos School. Vehicular traffic is restricted on 15th Street and 1st Street up to the intersection of the Red Cross. Evacuation is via alternate routes. Bolivariano School. Allow one-way entry on Carrera 4. The aforementioned entrances and exits will be closed from 06 hours on May 29th of 2022 until 17 hours on May 29th of 2022 in the Department of San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina Islands. Article 2. Empower the specialized bodies of the National Police as Transit Authority to exercise its competence for prevention, the military and police authorities to implement vehicular restrictions in the other voting areas. Paragraph. The National Police, in its specialty of transit and transportation of the command in the department, shall be empowered to establish the measures of control, vehicular flow, and others that it considers to implement in regards to the unforeseeable situations that may arise during the elections day. Article 3. It shall be the responsibility of the Mobility Secretariat through its traffic agents with the support of the traffic police to ensure road safety and compliance with its provision.
The arraignment hearing is extended. Here, San Andres Sectional Prosecutor's Office presents the arguments before the second municipal criminal judge to charge the alleged perpetrator of the homicide of the security guard, Luis Carlos Fernandez.
The hearing to charge the alleged perpetrator of the murder of Luis Carlos Fernandez Bustamante was extended during the day, which began at 9 a.m. and up to this hour, the prosecution is still presenting arguments. According to what is presumed, during the hearing, the prosecutor's office will present convincing evidence of the presumed guilt of the person captured for the crime. The contributions made by the prosecution correspond to the result of approximately 2 months of investigation of the case that occurred last March 17, when the dancer's body was found. The indictment hearing is being held in the Second Municipal Criminal Court, and in it, the prosecutor office requested the indictment for the crime of aggravated homicide. It should be noted that the defendant is already deprived of liberty since March 22nd for the crime of handling stolen goods. According to what Teleislas News has been able to establish, tomorrow details of the hearing will be known by the competent authorities, and they will announce the judge's decision regarding this case that shocked the community on March 17.
And today, the launch of the project We Speak Creole, English and Spanish of the departmental government was held.
This project focuses on strengthening communication skills in English and Creole from a differential approach, aimed at students of the official educational establishment of San Andres and Providence.
Yeah, this project really is a project that is one of our really the first thing that mother language that we have. So we need to promote it. We look in this project is to promote it and keep fighting for our language. So we having something that will institutionalize us, that this language is our, this language is in our English, and this is our mother tongue. So we have today this big event. This event will have to show us that what we have prepared during all the years that we could get to this.
The project seeks to benefit 8,618 children and adolescents in the department. Among the components of the project are technical assistance, teacher evaluation, provision of teaching materials and resources, student evaluation, teacher training, student immersion, teacher immersion, and international recognition visit.
And in other news, the intervention of the Orange Hill Road began today. This work is part of the road improvement works in execution by the local governor.
Today, the intervention of the Orange Hill Road started by the departmental government. The work is part of the project of improvement and renovation of the urban roads led by the Secretariat of Infrastructure, seeking to improve the condition of the roads of the island. On these works, the head of the office said,
Estamos hoy siguiendo con nuestro plan.
We are today continuing with our plan to improve rural and urban roads. We are in the block of rural roads, and we have started the Orange Hill section within the rural blocks. This road comprises about 680 linear meters of road, which will be built to replace the road that was already in poor condition. In order to give quality of circulation for the people of the sector, we continue with these works. We will expand the construction of new roads for the archipelago.
The intervention of the road is being carried out in one of its lanes in order to continue making it easier for vehicles to pass through the area, therefore to avoid unnecessary traffic trauma due to the work. Personnel has been assigned to regulate mobility in this traditional sector of the department.
So the opportunities are what it's all about. The SENA decentralizes and moves to the neighborhoods of the island, offering study opportunities to the community. For tomorrow, the inhabitants of the sun-based sector should be attentive because this will be the neighborhood to be visited.
Hemos decidido descentralizar el SENA.
We have decided to decentralize the SENA to take the offices out to the community so that people can access Sophia Plus and review the educational offerings we are providing.
At this time, the SENA Learning Service Institution offers the third trimester enrollment where several technologies, technical operators, and auxiliaries are offered.
¿Cuáles son los requisitos?
What are the requirements? That they are high school graduates, that they have their ICFES exam, OCRE, ID, and health service. It is important to motivate young people and all people who are interested in improving their performance and knowledge. In this case, age isn't an issue. Everyone can do it as long as they meet these requirements.
People who are interested in accessing more information about the educational offering of the SENA apprenticeship service providers can register tomorrow in the sun-based section, where officials from the institution will be on hand to provide advice and support. On Friday, they will be meeting in the Barker Hill area.
Thanks to the labor intermediation of the Public Employment Agency, tomorrow there will be a workshop where vacancies in the financial sector will be offered. We connect at this time with the leader of the Public Employment Agency who gives us more information.
For tomorrow, we have a job offer for the Occidente Bank, where they will be offering 4 vacancies for cashiers and commercial advisors. Each of these vacancies will be presented tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and from 2 to 6 in the Public Employment Agency to present interviews.
Those interested in attending this employability event need only to submit their resume.
Through a series of integral attention and control sessions at national level, the DIAN seeks to encourage voluntary compliance with obligations and create awareness of importance of filing and paying taxes.
The National Tax and Customs Directorate, DIAN, in the exercise of its control sessions framed in the activities of Up to Date with the DIAN, has focused its actions in May on the control and surveillance of the obligations derived from operations related to online transactions, as well as helping to legalize the activity of buying and selling foreign currency.
Ahorita nos aboca la parte de divisas.
Now we are dealing with the foreign exchange and custom control. In the foreign exchange and custom matters, we are making controls and checking that the operators are registered as exchange dealers, checking their accounting and that their work is in order. In the customs area, we are making visits to people who are in charge of foreign trade for the export of real estate or services.
Those who wish to legalize their activity as foreign exchange professionals must approach the Chamber of Commerce and the DIAN.
Cualquier persona que desea realizar algo.
Any person who wishes to legalize the foreign exchange issue can do it. First, you must go to the Chamber of Commerce and legalize your economic activity, update the route, and then submit a request to the DIAN to be certified as an exchange professional.
DIAN reminds the public that it is already providing mixed virtual and in-person attention for those who wish to know more details about the activity of Up to Date with the DIAN.
Now it's time for news of the municipality of Old Providence and Santa Catalina with Millicent O'Neill.
Good evening to all our viewers. This is the most relevant information from Old Providence and Catalina. Since yesterday, the environmental authorities once again closed the road between Freshwater Bay and Southwest Bay due to the migration of black crabs.
Yesterday, the Environmental Corporation Carolina closed the road in the Pash Bay and High Hill section, this due to the crab migration after almost a month of the first one taking place this year.
Normally, the corporation makes this decision when we see that in that section there are a lot of crabs crossing the road. When that happens, we make the decision to close the road in order to prevent the species from being run over and dying.
Despite the precautions taken by the corporation, during this second migration, several specimens were apparently run over in the early morning by a truck.
There was a closure until certain hours, but due to this event, the decision was taken, or we considered in the corporation that the closure of the road was to be more extensive. We were able to coordinate with officials of the corporation, contractors, families that are part of Mas Bosques, and some contractors of the mayor's office also joined to support the process.
The roads are being closed from 5 p.m. until 12 noon. The closures will be lifted up depending on the amount of crabs on the road.
On the other hand, the community center that will also function as a shelter and which is under construction by Pro Archipelago is advancing rapidly, and it is expected to be ready by July.
The president of Pro Archipelago visited the Rocky Point Community Center, a work that seeks to shelter the community of Old Providence in case there is another hurricane.
We are very happy because the work is already 65% completed. It is a work that the community can see. It will be a very resistant building, and it will not be a building that clashes with the architecture of the islands. We started it in March and we are finishing it in July. It is a community center that has approximate area of 220 square meters built. It will work almost as an anti-hurricane system.
The Colombia Inteligente Alliance was also present during this visit.
To be able to help them and provide these community centers with the elements that FENOLGE has been given, such as solar panels, we will provide battery storage solutions with the support of the Australian Embassy to make these centers sustainable.
It is expected that by the month of July, this project will be finished and be available for the community.
This is all the information we have for tonight for this section of Old Providence and Catalina. Continue in San Andres, Lisa, with more Teleislas News. Good night.